Questionable Origins, my exhibit at Spruill Gallery, consists of 4 connecting rooms, each one showing a slightly different take on my use of the materials. The first room, as you walk into the gallery, you'll see a room of light-colored materials. It's the dressmaker's tissue, the rattan reed, and some encaustic wax is included with that. This is not how I started out. I started out basically in room 2. And in room 2, the work is slightly darker. It's mostly black encaustic wax. Accretion is used quite a lot. And the forms in there reflect a great deal on those first shipbuilding models that I saw. They also rely on more basket-looking materials. And I was very comfortable with that, and I enjoyed the accretion. I liked the forms that were coming out of it, but I felt I could do something else, and I didn't know. These forms reminded me a lot of my ceramics. They had that vessel shape to them, and they were very familiar to me. I showed them to my friends, and the first reaction from almost everyone was, "What is that made out of?" And I took that completely wrong. They were basically saying to me, "That can't be clay." I began to develop more complex forms, and putting the encaustic wax on the inside of the forms in many ways is like building a ship in a bottle. I have to think really hard ahead of time and create the encaustic wax form and partially build the exterior form to incorporate the two together. It's a challenge, and the harder I make it, actually the more I enjoy the challenge. The third gallery room has work that mimics metal, mostly rusted iron. I became fascinated with mimicking the patina on a rusted surface, and the more I played with the paint and encaustic wax, changing the patina, the more involved I got with it. And at the same time, I started going big and bigger. Kind of funny story is I learned a lesson with a very large piece that's hanging. I built that in my studio, and when I went to take it outside to treat it, I nearly couldn't get it through my studio door. The fourth space is a passageway, and this is where you'll encounter my installation that I call Canopy. Canopy came about on a beautiful day when I was walking under maple trees and watching those little maple tree seedlings come down. Lots of us call those seed pods helicopters, as they almost look like wings, and they're spiraling down and to plant themselves in the soil and make new trees. I love the way they flutter down through the wind, and I crossbred those between birds and fish. So my very biomorphic, as all of my work is very biomorphic. I like to crossbreed so many things from nature. And Canopy is like that. I want you to feel as though you're in another world and you can't quite tell if they're fish. Are they birds? Are they organic matter? Are they bugs? They interact with one another and interact with you as you walk through the passageway. The breeze of bodies moving beneath them make them sway and almost touch each other and spin just a little bit. There are, of course, similarities in all of the rooms. The materials, of course, but there's also the biomorphicness of all of the shapes, all of the sculptures. There's a life cycle going on, but is it cocoon or is it skeleton? All of the sculptures invoke movement, have texture, and the forms are complex. At the same time, they all seem to be relaxed and floating, yet somehow tethered and communicating to one another. There's a definite evolution going on. They start out as small embryonic forms and they move to become large, freestanding, human-like structures. I hope you eventually have the opportunity to visit my exhibition, Questionable Origins. The sculpture's scale and the complex shadows they create on surfaces, the unique way you can see through them and around them simultaneously. I want to thank Spruill Art Center and specifically Jennifer Price for giving me both the challenge and the opportunity and support to make this solo showing.